sitting as a board of licensed commissioners. Mr. Igliosi, you described it to me, the difference between sitting on as the town council and sitting on as the board of licensed commissioners. Can you just explain the difference again to everybody?
Certainly, Mr. President. With regard to item number 5 on the agenda, there's two matters pending before the council there. Request for renewal of licenses. And when the town council sits as, in that capacity, they're sitting as a board of license. The standard is different. They must accept and make findings of fact. So evidence has to be presented to the board, pro and con. It's my understanding as of this date, there's been a series of complaints provided to you by the police department in the form of a report, if you will. Certainly you should consider that. You can discuss that with the potential motel operators, but you would need to make findings of fact that you are going to make a negative decision with regard to a license because that's a property right. As opposed to when you're acting as a town council, as a legislative body, you have much wider discretion. There's a little bit more, you should think in terms of you're not sitting as a town council at this moment, you're sitting as a board of licensure. Does that help?
Yeah, I just wanted to go over that.
Solicitor Igliosi, we're taking a look at this. And the first one that I have here is for the property at 835 Eddie Dowling Hollywood. I'm looking at police report of reverse chronological order, and I just highlighted some of them. 911 hang-up, summons service, arrest warrant, larceny, theft, disturbance general, 911 hang-up, 911 hang-up, keep the peace, unwanted person. It's almost to the point where we need a substation at this location. Now, that being said, sitting as a board of licensing, we have very lengthy police responses. There's a lot here. But I would like to have something more concrete. Police observations. Do we have neighbors' observations? Do we have residents who, and by nature it's a transient type business, people come in for a day for a month and they move on. Denying somebody their license is a very serious thing to do, I'm honest to say it. I would like to see if there is some type of observations on what has gone on. Complaints, well, I think would be a better way to say it, or police observations on the responses. I have to tell you, this is voluminous. Very voluminous. That's just one. Both of these motels have the same type activities going on. And I kind of have empathy for the owners. I guess they check identifications, people come in, they don't know the character of the people they're getting. But I can tell you that our police department has numerous responses out there. So I would like to see some type of observation or some type of comments from the police department or abutting neighbors or even guests who have stayed there about the problems that they faced. This is frightening.
Mr. President, may I?
Yes.
I believe that Mr. B.J. Solonsky is represented by counsel. So you, could you, Mr. President,
Sir, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, good evening. My name is Enrico Scungio. I'm an attorney. My office is located at 91 Friendship Street, Providence, Rhode Island. I represent Jalaram LLC, which is the owner of I guess on the Hilltop Hotel at this point. Mr. Solanki is the owner of that property.
Because you're representing both, right?
Yes, I do. So as to the Hilltop Hotel, Mr. Solanki has operated the hotel for 20 years now. He lives at the property. His family lives at the property with him. Being proactive to the council's concerns, I reviewed the list of complaints by the police department. I would point out to the council that the complaints that are before you as to the Hilltop span from 2011 to 2016, so that's a total of 6 years. I cursorily looked through those complaints. 124 of those complaints were suspicious activities. We met with the police department, with Chief Reynolds, and with Captain Lamoureux on Thursday, and I asked the chief what that was. He said it's a mirage of things, but he wasn't too concerned about those. 56 of the complaints relate to medical issues, and 55 of the complaints in that package that you have before you relate to motor vehicle incidents that take place at that location or in front of that location. As you know, the locations, both locations are located on 146. There's a number of motor vehicle activity that goes by both locations in each day. 55 of the complaints that are before you in that package are motor vehicle related. So there's 235 complaints are in that category, which leaves us with 245 complaints over a period of 6 years. In our meeting with the chief, we asked the chief what he wanted from us, and he asked what we wanted from him, and he made 2 suggestions. One suggestion was update the security systems, and at the Hilltop we have security systems around the building, which he was satisfied with. And the other complaint was to the registration cards, which the registered guests fill out, was to be more diligent about those registration cards and take down licenses and take down plate numbers. He was more concerned with the plate numbers on certain vehicles for the suspicious activity, I guess. I'm not certain why. We indicated that I don't think it's possible to give them those plate numbers from the cameras, but with increased documentation of guests' plate numbers in conjunction with the cameras, he was satisfied with that.
When they register, though, don't they have to keep the plate number on the registration?
They do. But there's no way to I guess you can go out and verify the registration.
Can't they just go out and write down the plate number?
Absolutely, they could. So,
Counsel, may I ask you a question?
sure.
Would it be possible to turn around and have basically a do not rent list? Now, supposing you have a person who has a problem with Route 9. The police come to Route 9 and they see that Mr. Smith, Route 9, and the young lady with them a fight. Mr. Smith can never rent again in the Hilltop. What is the name of that? Do not rent list.
I'm sure that's possible. And in fact, I even asked the chief if he had a list, and he didn't have a list.
All right, so I'm saying to you, could you establish at both hotels this list? And could it be done with a computer where the minute the clerk types in Mr. Smith, little flag comes up and says, do not rent.
Unfortunately, I don't think either of the hotels have computer systems. They have just regular handwritten guests.
Well, if they have handwritten lists, then you have a handwritten law.
They could do that, certainly.
Certainly, I believe that that would cut down on recidivism, problems of recidivist nature. I also feel that if there is a problem and police are called, officers at this end, and they're over there, I think that it's incumbent upon the person on duty, your client, to go down and see exactly what's going on. It's a medical issue, you understand. It's a fight that someone is called, they've got to go.
They've absolutely have to in the past. In fact, the chief commended them for being so forthright and open on all the times that the police had been using.
So I think that the do not rent list is a very important tool which they could use to protect themselves, because I don't believe anyone in this council, I know no one in this council wants to put them out of business, but yet we can't have the police down there 4 or 5 times a week. We can't do that.
I understand that, but I think a lot of the police activity, as I went forward before, is suspicious activity, motor vehicle activity, and medical emergencies, which they have no control over.
I understand that.
And that's a fair amount.
I understand.
But I understand your concern with the list. I think going forward, they could certainly generate a list and share with each other that list. And I asked the chief for a list, but the chief didn't even have a list of somebody, of any database that they could look at to see whether or not that person is desirable or not desirable. But going forward, certainly they could.
I spoke to the chief on this matter, and he said both of your clients for both locations have always been nothing but cooperative with the police whenever there's an incident. Is there anything else?
Mr. President, I make a motion that we continue this for 6 months.
conditions now, approve it subject to conditions that you can revoke the license any time during that year.
Yeah, sorry.
If you, the three conditions that I heard, confirmation of the security system update, confirmation and generation of these, both the, what I'm hearing is the registration card list, both for the license and registration of motor vehicles. Maybe perhaps that can be provided to the police on a monthly basis. I don't know if that's a periodic. And then thirdly, Councilman Howell indicated a do not rent list that would be generated and provided and obviously kept on record for the police as well as if the council has something else.
The only thing, Mr. Sister, I'm not certain that we can give the cards out unless the police made specific inquiries about certain guests.
Okay, I hear that.
I'm not certain that we can give out the registration cards of all the guests to police wholesale. I think what we can do, we've certainly done in the past, is to give, if there's an inquiry about some individual in some room, to give those cards to the, and identities to the police. But to proactively give
That
them,
should be
I don't think
sufficient.
we need to honor this.
No, I just want accessibility in case there's a problem.
Excuse me?
Accessibility by the police in case there's a
Yeah,
problem.
there's never been a problem with that in the past, and there won't be in the future.
Mr. Ricciosi, would you give us the motions?
I think one second, I just want to reiterate something to Alan.
Yeah.
Attorney Scanzio, you said, we talked about the chief of police was satisfied with the updated security systems. You did make a statement that the security cameras may not pick up the license, the tag, the vehicle identification license. I think you saw the reaction of the council. Pretty much everybody said, go out and manually, visually see it, write it down. Let's switch plates around, I have no idea. But at least the vehicle, the tag that's on that plate, on that vehicle at that time will be manually entered and someone won't visually inspect it.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you have your other line come up to? Yes. No, you can stay up there, sir.
We both
Well,
said,
DJ, Mr. Solanki.
Mrs. Blanky, why don't you come up, we'll do this all at once.
So if I could just put on the record the numbers with respect to the DR Motel, which is Mr. Patel's hotel, which is at the Travelers Mobile.
Okay, you heard everything that we said to them, right? So it kind of pertains to you as far as the requirements of the code. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I think he does. So,
Does he have to see it?
absolutely. Okay. So, just with respect to the DR Motel, Mr. Patel has operated that hotel for 34 years in town. He's brought up his family at that hotel. He still lives at the hotel. Again, before you, I would question the council that in his case, there are records from 1998 till 2016, which are 18 years worth of records. So that those 12 pages of records is a pretty substantial time period. And again, during that time period, there's 81 of the
Take yes for an answer. We're gonna approve.
no, I just want this on the record.
Okay.
That there are 81 suspicious activity calls at that hotel, 64 medical assistance. And
We have all that. We have all that. Honestly, we're just gonna move this along, right?
Okay.
Sure. Mr. President, members of the council, with regard to item VA, the license for Doctor Motel Enterprises, Travelers Motor Lounge, that's the first item on the agenda. The motion would be a motion to approve subject to the following conditions. One, that the security system at that location is updated to the satisfactory of the police department. Two, that the owners and operators maintain registration cards for licenses of all renters and license plates for automobiles of any renters on the premises. And three, that there be a list of kept of do not rent, so to speak, quote unquote, whenever an occupant is removed because of a police matter. Did that make?
Yes. That's my motion.
Second. Further discussion?
Mr. Halloran?
Yes.
Mr. McGee?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Hara?
yes,
Mr. Zelinski?
Yes.
Mr. Biragad?
Yes.
Mr. President, with regard to item VB, the license renewal for Jalum LLC Hilltop Inn. Again, the motion would be to approve the license for 1 year, subject to the following conditions. conditions: 1, the security system is updated to satisfaction of police. 2, that registration card out to license of all occupants or renters, as well as license plates of all vehicles and renters to be kept and maintained on premises for police use. And 3, a list, so-called do not rent list to be maintained if anyone who's removed from the premises as a result of a police matter.
So moved, that's a motion.
Second. Discussion?
Mr. Halloran?
Yes.
Mr. McGee?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Hara? Mr. Zalinski?
Yes.
Mr. Biragad?
Yes.
And obviously, Mr. President, all of the terms and conditions that are normally applied to the license renewals at the clerk's office for both applicants need to be maintained and will received by the clerk.
Thank you.
Next, executive session, Rhode Island General Law, 42-6-5A2, session pertaining to contentious litigation. Number 1, Rockcliff Farm Development. 2, Town of Smithfield versus City of Woonsocket. We're going to be Interjurisdictional Wastewater Agreement. And number 3,
Yes, that's what we do.
okay, number 3 is coming off the agenda. And okay, we're going to discuss around 42-46-5A2 pertaining to negotiations, amendment of the police chief's contract.
And Mr. Attorney, could we take items V, B first, and then I think the chief of the audience, take that matter first, and invite you into this executive session?
Sure.
Make a motion to move up under executive session 6B. All right, general law 42-465, subsection A2, sessions between contract negotiations.